Hi, thank you for watching. Welcome to Can TV today with L.U.C.H.A. So my name is Henry. I'll be your host today. So I work for L.U.C.H.A, or formerly the Latin United Community Housing Association. I'm the intake and outreach coordinator for them, which means that any clients that want to come in and meet and work with our counselors and work with our agency, you have to go through me. And as well as I do these events and I come to try and meet the community and engage with you guys so we can get you more involved with us and get more involved with the community. Today we're going to be talking about a couple different stuff. We're going to talk about what L.U.C.H.A does, what we do for the community, different things that we're trying to do and trying to ways to improve homeownership. And in addition, we're going to talk a little about credit. So first I'll start by talking about what is L.U.C.H.A? Who are we? So we are a nonprofit housing agency. We're located in Humboldt Park. We have two offices, one on North Avenue and one on Christiana in Division. We've been around for almost 30 years. We were founded as a community organization by members of the Westtown, Logan Square, Humboldt Park neighborhoods. We've since grown into a multifaceted, we're about a medium-sized organization, about 20 to 30 members of us. We do a variety of different things. So we have affordable housing units. So anyone looking for affordable rental units, whether that be single room occupancy or that be multifamily, we've got units available in some cases. So if you're interested in that and want to get on the wait list, I encourage you to call us. I'll provide the number in a second, just so you can have an idea of what the wait list looks like, what the requirements are. We've also got a new development for that on the way, which I can talk about a little later on. In addition, my department, which is the Housing Counseling and Advocacy Department, what we do there is we provide credit counseling, home ownership counseling, as well as foreclosure prevention counseling. And so I'll be here to talk a lot about that today. Our goal in L.U.C.H.A is to advance housing as a human right, and so our mission is to preserve and promote affordable housing, housing development, rehabilitation, homeownership, property management, and provide community organizing by advocating for resources for that said community. So once again, we do credit counseling, home buyer counseling, foreclosure prevention counseling, home repairs for seniors, building development, affordable rental housing. We even have a supportive services. And then obviously we have community organizing because we are a community-based organization. Let's see. So first we've got, we'll go over to our, so this is L.U.C.H.A. So today we're going to talk about becoming a homeowner. So you can see our address here is 1152 North Christiana, Chicago, Illinois 60651. Our number is 773-489-8484. Our website is www.lucha.org. And if you ever want to email us about any questions, you can email us at intake@lucha.org. And I'll post this at the end as well. If you have any questions specifically, and maybe you're watching this on YouTube or watching this at home, and you're not able to call in, just call us at the number provided at 773-489-8484. But if you have any questions you want to ask me right now, feel free to call in at the number on your screen. First we'll talk about the fact that L.U.C.H.A has foreclosure prevention services. And so in addition to anyone who has fear that they're going to lose their home, that they're going to fall behind on their payments, maybe your property taxes are rising, your property taxes are always rising in Chicago, and so maybe you have fear that you're not going to make that next monthly payment. Maybe you're already in foreclosure, but you don't know what you're going to do, and you want some extra assistance. We have foreclosure prevention counseling as well as foreclosure prevention seminars for individuals looking for more information about that. And so here is our flyer. And so you can see that our next, so we have them at the last Wednesday of every month, and so you can see our next one is going to be on September 27th. It is from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. You can just register by calling our number 773-489-8484, or you can visit our website visit Eventbrite at this bit.ly, which we can also provide you with if you decide to call us. Once again, that's all free of charge. In many cases, so individuals might go through foreclosure. in a way, so we provide the counseling aspect. Many banks, many mortgage companies, many lenders prefer to work with you if you're also working with an housing counseling agency. Because of this, we act as your advocate. We help mediate between you and the bank. We can help you get a loan modification. We can help you if it turns out we can help see what your options are to help you avoid foreclosure. Foreclosure can be devastating for your credit. It can be devastating for you, and it can be just a very long and arduous process. And we try to make that easier. We can help. We just help you collect the documents. We help the whole process go smoother. Doesn't mean that you don't still have to do some of the work, but we try to make that easier for you. So today, we're going to start by talking about. So now I'm going to move on to the homeownership aspect of L.U.C.H.A. So L.U.C.H.A is once again, we are a housing counseling agency. I know I've said that many times. So because of that, we do two different services. We have credit counseling, and we have pre-purchase counseling. The credit counseling. So in many cases, people who want to purchase a home require that they go through certain. Require that they have a certain credit score in order to obtain a loan. Many people, for whatever reason, for their circumstances throughout their life, have caused them to, default on a certain loan or fall behind on a credit card payment, and that has caused their credit score to go down. We offer one-on-one counseling to help you rebuild that credit so that you can meet your goals. And so we work with you, depending on what your goals are. Maybe you want to buy a car, maybe you want to buy a home. Maybe you just want to move into a new apartment and then you can't get there because your credit score isn't high enough. We meet you where you are, and we help you rebuild from there. In addition, our pre-purchase counseling. So our pre-purchase counseling is for individuals who want to purchase a home for the very first time. Actually, in the state of Illinois, you are considered a first-time home buyer if you haven't purchased a home within the last 3 years. So that's even if you have a home. In many cases, even if you have purchased a home and you have that home, but it's been over 3 years, then you technically are considered a first-time home buyer. So because of that, we have first-time home buyer workshops for individuals looking to start the process. So our workshops, they're free. They're 6 hours long. You will get a certificate at the end of it, which can allow you to apply for down payment assistance. In many cases, many individuals who are looking to purchase a home for the very first time require in some form or another, they require down payment assistance. And so they, almost every program in the city of Chicago, I believe every program in the city of Chicago, requires that you attend a course. And so this course will provide you with tools, knowledge about the home buyer process that can allow you to succeed and not get burdened or surprised by the home buyer process, because it is a very complicated one and there's a lot of things that go into it. So we have workshops twice a month. They're from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can actually, so we've got our next one coming up on September 23rd at the Humboldt Park Public Library. I know that might be kind of hard to see, but if you have any questions, you can always call us at our number. The workshop, so you'll get lunch, you get breakfast. We bring in loan officers, real estate agents, home inspectors, home insurance agents. They all talk about their role in the process without steering you. They're just trying to make sure that you're aware of what to look for, what questions to ask, until you're the most well-informed. And we believe at L.U.C.H.A that knowledge is power. So as of right now, we're going to start by talking a little bit about, we're talk about credit, the importance of credit, what it takes, what you need to do in order to purchase a home for the very first time. As I'm sure if you don't already know, credit is, while we may not try to think of it too much, your credit it's like your report card for life. And it's super important for, once again, buying a home, getting a car, purchasing anything, taking a loan out of anything. It's very important. So we'll start by talking about, so in terms of home ownership, first thing to think about is, are you really ready? Are you ready for a home? Are you ready to buy a home? What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? Do you need down payment assistance? These are all things to start thinking about when you're starting to when you're thinking about purchasing a home. So some of the advantages, which I can just throw out there. So homeownership can enhance a family's sense of control. So you're no longer renting. You own your home. It's your home. You can do whatever you want to your home, more or less. You can paint the walls if you want. Maybe if you're renting, you don't have that kind of freedom. You can promote stronger communities and higher quality of life, because you're a homeowner. This is your home. You can create the community around yourself, and you can meet your neighbors and try to create block parties. You can do all this stuff that you may not be able to do when you're as a renter. You can customize your home. Maybe you want to build another room. Maybe you want to add a garage. There's so many different things you can do if you own the home and own the land that you're on. It's a long-term investment, which can lead into generational wealth building. So you're investing in this property, and then maybe you can give this off to your kids. In many cases, your children will be better off in the future because you have this home that you can give to them. What are some disadvantages? It may not be the best choice at a given time. Maybe you're not financially stable. Maybe you're just you're in between jobs. Maybe you just got unemployed. Sometimes that's not the best time for you to purchase a home, make this big financial investment in your life. It requires a lot of planning and saving. It's not just something you can just jump into. It's not something that just comes out of nowhere. You can't just decide, hey, I'm going to buy a home. It requires a lot of planning, a lot of time and effort. And sometimes it can means higher monthly payments. Maybe because as a renter, you may not be paying for water. Maybe you're not paying certain utilities. Maybe you don't have to pay repair. You don't have to repair anything. And then in addition, you might have property. There's obviously property taxes that you have to pay. If you're living in a condo, you have to pay homeowners association fees. There's all these things that can actually lead to higher monthly payments in some cases. But that instead of paying a landlord, you're paying yourself. So that obviously has its costs and its benefits. And then obviously, as I touched on, there's maintenance, routine repairs. You have to do that. There's not someone you can't just call someone up and say, hey, I am now. Can you fix my roof, or can you fix my water? That's all on you. Next, there's down payment assistance. So, are you actually going to need it? Is that something that you think you're going to need? Sometimes down payment can run as high as $15,000. That's down payment closing costs. So, are you going to need that? Do you have that up front? How much are you going to need? What options for programs are there? There's so many different grants out there, such as there's grants throughout the city of Chicago, grants from the state of Illinois. There's government loans. There's banks that have different programs. Are you aware of everything that's available to you? Right now, L.U.C.H.A, average people that work with us or attending our workshops are receiving on average about $13,000 in down payment assistance. Are you able to get that much? Can you get more? That's just our average. So there's a lot of things to consider. What are the requirements for getting down payment assistance? One of those happens to be credit. Some of them depends on your income and your household size, and then how much is available to you, obviously. Based on your household, your income, your credit score, all these different factors, where you want to live, there's certain down payment assistance available to you, and so are you able to maximize on how much you're getting? So one of the most important things, especially with credit score and with getting the best loan for you, is your credit score. So what is a credit score? It's essentially your financial report card. What is the importance of getting your credit score? As I mentioned before, getting a car, business loans, applying for a rental department, buying a home. So what is credit? So credit is borrowed money that you can use to purchase goods and services when you need them. You are charged interest for the privileges of borrowing money and being given the opportunity to pay a set rate for a specified period of time instead of the entire amount. Credit allows you to borrow money. And sometimes in many cases we don't have that much money up front, and so you need to borrow money, and credit allows you to do so. What are different types of credit? So the three most common types are revolving credit. That'd be like credit cards, payments. So these are payments that are made and interest is paid on the balance. And there's installment credit. It's just like when you get a car loan. You pay back a specific amount at a set interest rate every month. Then there's service credit. This is sometimes be considered non-traditional in some cases. So this is agreements with service providers like a cell phone, electric companies. And basically, so in terms of credit, we like to say that there's 4 C's of credit. There's capacity, ability to meet your financial obligations. There's capital, your savings and other assets. Your character, that's like how prompt you've been in paying your monthly obligations. And there's collateral, that's the value of the property, the worthiness. So and then also in terms of credit scores, basically So there's different types of credit scores. There's different types of credit scoring. There's FICO scoring and there's Vantage scoring. Let's say you say credit, so you get a Credit Karma. Credit Karma, and let's say they say you have a 720. Credit Karma uses Vantage scoring. So that some car companies are using Vantage scoring to for their clients. That doesn't necessarily, so just because you have a 720 on Credit Karma with Vantage scoring doesn't necessarily mean that you have a 720 with FICO scoring. If you want to purchase a home, virtually all banking and lending institutions are using FICO scoring for home purchase loans, for mortgages. So if you come into L.U.C.H.A and you tell me I have a 700 in Credit Karma, that doesn't tell me anything. We're able to pull your credit and we're going to see what your scoring is from a FICO perspective, and that's what we're going to go by. So FICO score ranges from 300 to 850. Never seen a 300 before, but doesn't mean there isn't any. The higher your score, the better your chances for loan approval, and you might get, and that means also lower interest rates. All lenders have their own qualification requirements. However, a score of 700 plus is generally considered to be good, and provides more financial options for the consumer. What does this mean to you? When credit scores are high enough to qualify for the loan, they also typically play a role in the rate of interest you're going to get. So let's say, for example, according to FICO score, you have of a 675, you could get a rate of 5.08% on a 30-year fixed mortgage. That's an example. But a score of 760 could get you qualify for a rate of 4.474. What does that mean? It sounds small. It's almost not even, it's like 0.2%. But over 30 years, on a loan of, a couple $100,000, the higher score could save you about $111 each month for saving of $1,300 per year, and adds up to $40,000 over the life of a loan. So you have to think about it from a 30-year perspective on a couple $100,000 loan. It can make a huge difference about just a slight percentage point on your interest rate, and that all can be determined by your credit score. Let's see, and then credit affects everything. Credit affect the same thing. The same applies to a car loan or a business loan. And then you can talk about the pieces of the credit pie. 35% of your credit score is determined by payment history. 30% is by your account balance. 50% by length of credit your account. This is how long your credit has been established. 10% having a variety of different credit accounts, and 10% on new credit. And so every time you make an inquiry, every time you go to a bank, they might do a hard pull on your credit score. So the difference between a hard pull and a soft pull is that a hard pull will affect your credit score. A soft pull will not. We do soft pulls when we pull your credit. Most lending agencies will do a hard pull. When they do a hard pull, this is going to ding you. This means that your credit score is going to go down by a slight percentage, by a couple points. So if you're just going around to every single agency over a couple of different months, that can be damaging to your credit, and you may not know that. Okay, so let's see. So it's important to understand that so time is very important when it comes to credit. So time can heal. So what we say is time heals all wounds. I think you've all heard that before. So if you have a credit or a collection on your account, that can last up to 7 years. A charge-off, for example, also 7 years. Bankruptcy, Chapter 11, 7, or 13, those will stay on your credit report for up to 10 years. Lawsuits, 7 years from the filing date. Tax liens, those are 10 years. Judgments, 7 years. But a statute of limitations could lead it to be 10 years. So you just want to make sure that, in addition to when you're looking, so we can, as a housing counseling agency, we can take you in. We can provide you with credit counseling. We will review your credit report, and we can take a look at what's on there, maybe, and we'll take a soft pull of your credit score. It won't affect your score at all, and we can take a look at your credit report and see, do these things belong? When you're looking at your credit report, which you can do on your own if you'd like, and if you check out your annual credit report at www.annualcreditreport.com, you can get a free copy of your credit report. It won't show you your score, but it can show you the report. You can see if there's any collections on there. Maybe that collection's not yours. You can dispute these, and so we can help you dispute those and get those off your credit if you believe that it's not yours. And so especially in this day and age when a lot of people are getting their identity stolen, it's important to know what's on your credit report And if it's not yours, then you should dispute that. Maybe it's not. Maybe your name is similar to someone else's, and so that person's credit report, something that they did is on your credit report. Maybe someone stole your identity, and so now you've got loans, a bunch of loans on your credit report that aren't yours. You should be aware of those and make sure you can get those off. All right. And so it's important for us to mention that L.U.C.H.A we're not a credit repair agency. We provide assistance. We rebuild your credit. We never say that your credit is broken. We say that we try to rebuild your credit to meet your goals. We work with you. Once again, all of our services are free, and you shouldn't have to pay for a service like this. So there's no quick fix for your credit problems, but time does help. But if you're overwhelmed by debt, you might try debt consolidation or contact a nonprofit agency like us, and we can provide you with a debt management plan. And then in addition, just because you may not have credit, there's such thing as non-traditional credit, as I mentioned before, which is like utility bills. And because of that, it doesn't mean that you can't purchase a home with non-traditional credit. We've seen it before, and it's something that might not necessarily be a barrier. Okay. So once again, if you need to contact us, we are at 1152 North Christiana, Chicago, Illinois 60651. And so you can feel free to come by our office at any time. We're usually available. We're open from 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, and we have our workshops on Saturdays at different locations. So if you're ever interested in, you're obviously welcome to come and stop by. Also, you can call us at 773-489-8484 for any questions you might have, or visit our website at www.L.U.C.H.A.org, and then we've got our intake and my email address at intake@L.U.C.H.A.org. Let's see. So, I can tell you briefly before we go that our intake process is simple. If you want to get started with the homebuyer process, we would ask that you first attend one of our first-time homebuyer workshops. Once again, they're completely free of charge, and we have them twice a month. So if that's something you're interested in, you want to start the process now, you'll get that certificate, and that's valid for 1 year. And so you just attend a workshop, provide us with with a documentation list, which will be provided to you at the workshop, and we can get a file started with you, and then we can get you into counseling as soon as possible. If you think that you're maybe not ready to purchase a home yet, but you want to work on your credit, just give us a call, and we can have you fill out an application, and we can get you have you provide us with a series of documentation, and then we'll get you right into try and get you into credit counseling as soon as possible, so we can meet your goals. We try to work with you. In any case, once again, I really appreciate your time. If you have please give us a call if you have any questions. Let us know if there's anything that's troubling you. Maybe if you're scared about the home buying process, if you are afraid that you're going to lose your home, if you're afraid to starting your credit, or for any questions you might have about about any point in the home buying process. Just give us a call. Once again, we're at 773-489-8484, extension 258. And all of our counselors do speak Spanish for individuals who are looking to speak Spanish as well. And I speak Spanish if you need to contact me. Thank you very much for your time, and have a good night.